Sixers fans, welcome back to the show. I am your host, Lawrence Arnell, and this is Sixers City, where we talk 76ers basketball. Today, I wanted to address something that came up in a Philadelphia Inquirer report recently that I happened to notice when Keith Pompey shared it on Twitter, X, whatever, right? I mean, really. Whatever, right? That's what I thought. Keith Pompey shared this article on X from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Now, I don't have a subscription to the Philadelphia Inquirer, so if you view but so many of their articles, on any form of social media, you get blocked out. And I'm not subscribing to the Inquirer for what I can glean from Twitter, right? So Keith Pompey shared the article on Twitter, but apparently to date, at the time of this recording, Joel Embiid has not scrimmaged at training camp. Now, there are those who have their concerns for why Joel is not scrimmaging yet. And to be totally honest, it's not an unreasonable question to pose, right? Joel is, for lack of a better term, fragile, right? I won't call him fragile. Injury prone, okay? He has never had a fully healthy season. He missed the first 2 seasons of his career with a foot injury. Last year, after, some surgery and some time off, he came back and he did this wild move that, in addition to his injury-prone nature, there's the one move, the off-the-backboard dunk against the Knicks, really made me question Joel Embiid's decision-making abilities. It was something that really, really frustrated me, and it hadn't been, other than his ability to make passes out of double teams, there was never anything I had ever seen from him that really made me question his ability to make good decisions. And that was just a bad decision. And I am off on a tangent right now because this is what we're all afraid of. We're all afraid that Joel is not in the kind of shape we need him to be in. Right now, granted, he lost a ton of weight. You don't drop the kind of weight that he's lost if you're not physically active. He just played in the Olympics. He played a little bit, right? Steve Kerr's weird about his lineups, so whatever. He played some, right? But between the Olympics and whatever it took to actually lose the weight that he lost over the summer, did he hurt himself? Is that why Nick Nurse isn't scrimmaging him? We don't know, right? So are we load managing in the off season? Like, are we already? So listen, I got some Twitter responses from Keith Pompey's post about this incident. Keith Pompey, somebody said the big man, he lost weight. How's he look? Keith Pompey says it's hard to say. All I've seen him do is shoot foul shots, and this is actually true because I've actually got a clip here of Joel literally not doing anything but shooting free throws. You see how, like, you want to talk about a guy who's like, I don't know. This has to be like a franchise player thing, right? Because this guy's got like 5 people helping him shoot free throws. How do you get to be the 5th free throw shooting assistant for the 76ers? I'll take that job. I'm sure that'll pay at least what I get paid at work right now. Right, so I'm down with that. I would take that position. I'm tired of Baby Huey. This is from Philly Fan for Life. I'm tired of Baby Huey. He has no dog in him, and he's not a leader. I don't know that I would say Joel doesn't have any dog in him. I will say that off the backboard dunk he pulled against the Knicks, there are spurts of dog coming from Joel. It's hard to be a dog when you're barely healthy, right? You wouldn't ask an actual fighter to be running around going super hard if he wasn't actually in good shape. So as a basketball player, you don't really need to be. You know what? No, I combat that. I combat that. I combat that because Joel is also called a free throw merchant, right? So how do you get to the free throw line without drawing contact? You don't, okay? And what is being a dog really, other than leaning into the other team, right? You don't get to be a free throw merchant if you're not willing to put yourself in the way of people who are making contact with you. So no, I wouldn't say that Joel don't have no dog in him. I would say that for a guy his size, and if you grew up in the 90s, you're used to seeing guys like that make their living hanging off the rim. And that's not what you see from Joel, because the other thing you're used to seeing when you grew up watching ball in the 90s and the 2000s is that big guys like him couldn't shoot free throws. Well, here you got a guy who can shoot free throws. And he's not afraid of the contact. He will draw the contact, sometimes to a fault, sometimes until people actually call him a free throw merchant. Call him what you want. Scoring champ, former MVP is what a lot of us like to call him. Glenn Masters says he will sit out half the season to rest, then get injured in the first playoff game. Man, you guys act like Joel Embiid's not a former MVP. Man. I don't know where this. I won't say I don't know where it comes from. I know where it comes from. It comes from being disappointed with the results over the past few seasons. It's perfectly reasonable to be disappointed in the guy, but to doubt his ability and to doubt his ability to actually surpass that this year with the kind of help that we have, I think the team and Joel are entitled to a little bit more optimism than what some of the stuff that we see in the comments. Jay Sweat says load managing already. Like, well, yeah, that's reasonable. It's reasonable. I question it. I question: are we load managing during training camp? Are they training camp load managing? It is a reasonable question to ask. I don't blame anybody for asking it. Maurice says Sixers can play around if they want. They know they need to be a top seed to have a chance coming out of the East. There is no lie there. We absolutely need to be a top seed to come out of the East. It's likely a huge reason why we did not get past the first round last year is because Joel was out. Tyrese had to carry the team, and he was able to do so. Tyrese, I don't look at it as the Sixers falling to the play-in. I look at it as Joel going out hurt for a while, and Tyrese successfully carrying this organization to the play-in, right? Because if Joel had gone out the way he had, and Tyrese Maxey had not stepped up to all-star level, 350-point games last year, had Tyrese Maxey not stepped up to all-star level, to most improved player level, there's no way this team makes it to the play-in. We are out of the playoffs without Tyrese Maxey's performance last year. But largely because Joel was hurt, we were not a better seed and did not have an easier road. And we ended up having to play the Knicks. And, I mean, Jalen Brunson just had a career year last year. So we had our best guy hurt for most of the season, and then when it's time to play, he's playing against a New York top player who is having a career season. Joel was having a career season prior to getting injured. If Joel had continued on that trajectory healthily, there's no way the Knicks didn't have an answer for him on one wheel. So, we could have, should have, hypothetical, blah blah blah. Ultimately, I say all of that to say that the team deserves just a tad bit more optimism. I think we have the weapons in place to launch a genuine attack at a championship this year. If we can stay healthy. I know I said I wasn't going to stay. I know I said I wasn't going to say no more, and I'm not. I'm not going to say it anymore this video because this video is over. So if you enjoyed it and you like what you heard, you like what you saw, there are buttons down below with which you can express that. You can subscribe to the channel. You can like this video. You can share it with your friends, and you can come back and join me for more videos in the future. I want y'all to do yourself a favor. Get close to God. And whatever you do, do good first. Peace.